Hello, what I want to talk about is the profound healing that EFT can bring. I don't think my videos quite do it justice of the depth you can go to with EFT and to really get into the finesse of working on a particular issue in depth with a trained specialist like myself, a trained EFT practitioner that has experience of many different core issues, childhood trauma and things like that, and traumatic, post-traumatic stress, reliving certain things, and the power of EFT to combat this stuff. That's what really I'm about, and I don't really get that over in my videos because I don't want to tap. I'm mindful of taking people to a deep place and not processing them through the internet. But if anyone ever wants to do some sessions, I'd more than happily talk to you. And you know, there are some good EFT practitioners out there that can work through stuff with you. And I just wanted to say the value of tapping on core, what I call core issues. And sometimes when dealing with one of them, it can knock other stuff out. It can deal with other, what's called borrowed benefits. You work on one thing, but it ends up sorting another thing out. That can happen with EFT. Yeah, I mean, I've been around this stuff for quite a while, tapping on my own issues mainly now. And I have worked with lots of people. So I just want to say that there is much more depth to this stuff than what I'm presenting on my videos. There is, you know, the healing. There can be profound healing with emotional freedom technique, and I did find some for quite a while with it. Unfortunately, my condition of obsessive compulsive disorder, I've got the puro type, which manifests in intrusive thoughts. Tapping did work with it for a while, but it seems to have come back the last 7 years, certainly since my brother passed away and my grand passed away. It seems to have, I don't know, I get more intrusive thoughts than I have had for a long time. But I keep tapping, I keep moving forward and realise that a thought is a thought and it's behaviour that matters. That's the main thing, is actions. So I'm not going to present that I'm a healed healer kind of thing, because I'm not. And I wouldn't even say I was a healer. I do think benefit can come from working with a tapping coach like myself, or whoever suits you. I think sometimes it can be someone that's just learned, you know, EFT. There is no set kind of thing who's the best person. It's what's right for you, between you, the person, and the universe. And I strongly believe that you can get the right person. You'll find the right person for yourself. And it might not be EFT. It might be it might be some other different therapy. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't say EFT is all things to all people. What I'm trying to say here is that there's a lot more depth to emotional freedom technique than I'm presenting, and it can be worked on very, like, traumatic events from childhood and things like that. I've found that, you know, some stuff that really just, you know, one thing I would say that I experience quite a lot of is post-traumatic stress disorder that I've never been diagnosed with, but I know that's what it is. When I was hanging outside an office at dance school when I was 29 years old, I felt this absolute terror of knocking the door of the office where the teachers were. And, you know, because what was my experience with offices in schools? My experience was I got beaten. and I got hurt by those people. And emotionally, that stuff just carried with me. I was 29 years old, and I had all this fear and absolute terror of talking to the teachers, because emotionally, I was still that part of me was still very much there, because that was my experience of being in an office environment. You know, I was caned and beaten like a lot of us were in the 70s and 80s, and that stuff can run deep, you know, especially the stuff that was done in primary school. For me, it really created a hell of a lot of anxiety just waiting for those punishments. And sometimes the punishments didn't come, but it was waiting for them that was worse than the actual whacks were bad enough. But waiting, not knowing that's what's going to happen, that's really what caused a heck of a lot of anxiety for me that has carried on in my life. And it done me a lot of damage. And it was there a lot in secondary school as well, you know, of wait, you know, stand there, face the wall, wait for this, wait for that. Oh God. And then people walking past and you feel like, you know, piece of dirt, you know, because people are laughing at you and that. And you haven't even done nothing really, but they're just digging you out because they can. And that's the kind of stuff that I think can be really worked on in EFT. But it's to go there with a trained specialist, someone that you have faith in. And I've been lucky. I've worked with some really good tapping therapists, and I used to go to a group where we all used to tap. And I was blessed to have a very good teacher in learning to be a tapping coach myself. But I just wanted to put that out there that, you know, there is a lot of positive stuff that can be taken from EFT, and there's a lot of deep healing. It's not all superficial, and I just wanted to put that out there. Happy tapping.